What do you think about these guys?
As you guys know, as your children become adult children, you can't really tell them what to do anymore. You can be there to support, you can be there to encourage.
Lauren and Dave are the embodiment of what happens when you force a connection with someone who really is not feeling you that way. She should have left this man to pursue his connection with Molly, but she thought she had won over Molly, and look at her now, it's ending in tears. And also, I've never cried for Meet the Family, but Daniel and Taylor's Meet the Family with his family was one of the most moving things I've seen. I loved, when they met Daniel's family, but to see that Daniel's parents came to support them, oh my God, was the sweetest thing ever. And to have his mom sort of fight and try and champion for her son, oh, I loved it. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, Season 8, Episode 9. So you have Taylor and Danielle meet with his family. Apparently Taylor's family are not on board with the idea that she's getting to marry a stranger within 4 weeks because they have known each other since they were 14 years old. So the idea that Taylor could go and date someone blindly and then marry him after 4 weeks is something that they sort of can't process. And yet the reception from Daniel's family is 180. They are very receptive. They are very welcoming. His blind sister is there, and I think he's got a brother as well who's there, and it's really cute. Her Daniel's family made her feel so welcome that at one point she was sat on the couch with her feet up, and I'm like, girl, put your feet down. But it was nice to hear her parents, and the sister also talked that, this is how I am blind, I'll never be able to see anything. So the idea that my brother has met someone the same way I see the world and has fallen in love with that person is amazing. And Daniel said, yeah, I liked that concept, and we did talk about you, and also for me, I didn't care what she looked like by the time we got to proposal because I really had fallen in love. I think Daniel, in my opinion, was one of the most genuine guys in the experiment this season. He was very serious about what he was there for, and he focused on what he was there for, and he got what he was there for, which is something that is amazing because everybody else, I think some went there for clout, some went there just to be on TV. And so to see that, he said what he meant and he meant what he said, and for Taylor to sort of reassure the family and tell them the reasons why eloquently that she fell in love with this man was amazing to say. It really was. There was no funny games. I loved the parents' interview. The dad said we are 100% on board. We really like Taylor and we're happy, that she's here. And the mom was saying it's nice to see him open up. What do I think? I think they make a cute couple. I really do. I think the one thing I've loved the most about them is they don't seem very superficial. They seem very focused on what they're there for, which is to find their partner and keep it stepping. They haven't involved themselves in anybody else's drama. We haven't seen them in love triangles. I don't even remember if they were in love triangles because this season was so boring. It's really hard to keep up with it. So I am happy that his family is very receptive. I don't know about her family, but I'm happy that his family is very receptive. You have Lauren and Dave. They go for a spin class, and Dave really struggled, although he said he was a very good athlete at school, so he doesn't understand why he's struggling. And then they go into this topic about this guy that apparently Lauren was dating before she entered the experiment. And for me, this is a bigger story, and I'm surprised it wasn't really discussed that much because she was seeing somebody. There's no way. I understand if you're being sort of, if you're signing up for the process, that it might be hard for you to know whether or not you're going to be cast, and you can't put your life on hold until they cast you. So I get her sort of just dating casually, but I think there's more to this story than we're being told because of the fact that Dave keeps holding on to something that I don't understand. Her friends tried to sort of explain it. Have you been on a dating app? Have you flirted with someone and stuff? And it's like they are going to always stick up for their friend, and for them to say, have you flirted with someone, according to Lauren, she's been on a date with this guy, so which means it's not just flirting, it's actually going up and meeting up with someone. And so I don't know how serious it was. I don't want to sort of make a big deal out of it, but it seems there's more it seems there's more stuff being brought up by his family and friends than we are actually being told. And I wish we were being told the full story of why are his friends riding so hard. Apparently, the guy had DM'd one of the friends to say, do you want to blow up this wedding? And it's like, why would you want to blow up somebody's wedding? Why would you do that? Why would you be that malicious? Unless you're really hurt, unless you are really in love with this girl, or you're just doing it for the clout. You want to be on TV and you're going to come out and say whatever nonsense you want to say. I hope people don't give him a platform to speak out. I hope people don't give him a platform to say whatever he wants to say now that the show is over. So you have Devin and Virginia meet up with his family. And so this is Virginia's first time meeting them. Obviously, the mom, the dad, and the sister, and I think the brother-in-law was there. And it was a bit strange because the way his dad kept side-eyeing Virginia made me suspicious. The mom was very receptive. She was very welcoming. But the dad had this look that he was sort of giving her that I couldn't quite understand. I personally didn't understand. They spoke about children, wanting children, the fact that Devin wanted 5 children and now he's changed. He's now saying 2 to 5. They spoke about her age in regards to having children, which I thought was a bit of a sensitive subject. Given that it was his sister who was asking that it's something people want to know, but you have to be cautious how you approach it. And then they spoke about faith. Personally, for me, I don't know, maybe I'm stereotyping, but with Americans especially, when they talk about faith, it's a bit suspect, given the current climate there, that it's always sort of not just people saying, oh, do you go to church or do you believe in something, blah, 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 blah. There's some sort of undertone to it. And it seemed like it was there when they were talking about faith and, family. And then she brought up the issue of prenup. And I don't know why we're bringing the prenup issue. Is it because they don't have a storyline? As I said before, Mavs will always get them to sign prenups before they get married. So the idea that they would allow people on Love is Blind to get married without a prenup after 4 weeks doesn't make sense to me, unless there are specific things that she wants included in the prenup that are not in the original copy that Kinetic gives them. That's the only reason why. She met their peg. The family seemed to approve. They seemed to approve. The dad didn't say much, which was suspicious. Mom was very vocal in how she liked Virginia and how Virginia ticked a lot of boxes, but dad was very quiet, which made me very suspicious, as in, does he not approve? What's going on here? Next, we had Ben and Sarah. Ben and Sarah met up with his friends. And it's like, why are they meeting the friends? Why are they not meeting his family? Do his family not want to meet her? Why is there, this meet up with the friends first? Or is it because the family is out of town and they're waiting until they come in? It was a very good group. They spoke about his religion, his faith, and the fact that he's a very caring person. One of the female friends talked about him being a designated driver for her and the conversations they had about his religion and spirituality. And so I don't know. I don't know about Ben and Sarah. I think they're more physically attracted to one another than emotionally attached. That's the impression that I get. And the friends were saying, you can't say love is blind when you both look this hot. Ben spoke about her being the most beautiful woman he's seen. And it's like, if that's what works for the two of you, then amazing. But I don't get it. You had Monica and Joey. They were doing their laundry. Obviously, Joey's got his ADHD. Or OCD, something that he's dealing with. And so they were having a conversation about her sister. And so, you have Monica ask Joey that, how do you think the meetup with my family went? And how did you feel about it? And he said, your mom and dad liked me, but your sister, not so much. And so she asks him, so how do you feel about that? And he was like, well, I don't know. It's up to her. Not everybody's going to like me. And Monica is saying, no, my sister has to like you. And it's like, well, I don't think so. I think over time, once she gets to know him, she can grow to like him, but she can't like him at first sight, just like everybody else. And he brought up something that could easily be taken either way, because he said, with your sister not approving of every single person that you've dated, do you think part of it is jealousy? And I agree with this, coming from the fact that one of the guys that, you had Monica talking to before is now engaged to her sister. So the guy that she was talking to, or the guy who was interested in dating her, eventually dated her sister and is about to get married to her. So I get where Joey's coming from. For Monica to say, you need to get along with my sister. And it's like, the issue is not on Joey's side. The issue is on your sister's side. So you need to speak to your sister and find out exactly what it is she hates about someone, that she's just mad. You can't go through life not picking a partner just because you're hoping someday your sister is going to like one of the people that you're seeing. What if she doesn't like every single person that you see? What are you going to do about that? Are you going to continue to be single until she finds somebody that she likes? I don't get it. I agree with Joey that it seems like it's not coming from a place of love. It seems like it's coming from a place of malice, especially given the fact that the sister said, he's very fake. He's putting on an act, even though she doesn't know this man. So you have Taylor and Daniel go and meet up with her family, because apparently her family, her mom was very hesitant. It seemed she was very hesitant about the whole sort of Love is Blind process. And she wasn't on board. It seems they've had to do a lot of convincing to get her to agree to be seen on camera. And I think maybe one of the reasons she's agreed is because Daniel's family have offered to come up. So you have them meet up with Daniel first. And the dad is okay. He even says, I'm easygoing. I'm happy she's found a person. But the mom, you could see at one point Taylor had to cut her off. I think she was about to say something that Taylor didn't want the public dragging her mom for. So it was very awkward. And Taylor had to actually ask them, can we go and sit down in the living room? So they sat in the living room, had conversations. Daniel was doing his best. One thing about that guy is he's very even-keeled. Even his dad said this about him, that Daniel doesn't panic. Like most people, he's not easily shaken. He's a steady hand. Whatever he sets his mind on, that's what he's going to do. So to have, his mom and dad come in and sort of support them was amazing. And you could see it softened Taylor's mom's heart. Her dad was already on board, but his parents coming in, I think, is what sealed it for them, because the parents said, we've been married for 35 years. And his mom really fought the battle for him, because she told the mom that, we can teach our children, we can empower them, we can do ABCD when they're young, but they get to a point whereby we cannot tell them what to do. We as parents have to sit back and just support them or catch them when they fall. And this was a very moving thing for me. I think this is one of the few sort of meet the families that I've seen on TV that have actually made me cry. To have Daniel sit down at the table with the mom and dad and sort of ask them for their permission to marry their daughter. Taylor's dad was crying. You could see he was very moved and very touched, I think, because they were told our son is very even-keeled. Our son is very, is very dependable. And so this is why we're here to support him. And for them to see this young man sit before them and sort of explain himself and sort of reassure them and comfort them, the mom had no choice but to say we're on board. We are on board. I love that initially they spoke about the home, the decoration, the renovation and stuff, until they got to this place where they were comfortable. And I really loved this for Daniel and Taylor. I really loved this for Taylor, especially the fact that her dad is very unwell. And so getting married into a family where she's welcomed, she's loved, she's supported, even though she's a stranger, was amazing. You have Dave and Lauren. They are having a conversation about this guy that she was saying before the pod. I think people, when they decide to apply for Love is Blind, yes, there's a possibility you won't be picked. Yes, there's a possibility you'll be picked. I think if you're going to start the process, at some point, you need to say to yourself, I'm signing up for Love is Blind. I'm going to be single until I'm cast or I'm not cast. If I'm cast, amazing. If I'm not cast, amazing. I'll start seeing people, because this has become a bigger deal than it actually should be. The fact that you have Dave still sticking to his word that, he feels some type of way about her having dated somebody before she came to the pods. And so his friends are telling him that, they were, she was together with this guy the night before she came to the pods. And you have, Lauren trying to explain herself. This is what happens when you force yourself on someone. Because I remember very well saying this when she sort of fought to win this man, when she was crying and throwing tantrums and stuff. And I said, this is not going to end well. And this is not ending well for her. Apparently, it seems this guy has not been staying in the apartment. I have a feeling he got the ick. He got the ick. I think when he saw her, she wasn't what he expected. And now he's looking for excuses to sort of backpedal so that he can get out of the proposal, because there's no reason why, he shouldn't just sit down. I would have gone off camera with the guy, with my friends, and her and had a conversation with them, or they should have brought all of them on camera and had a conversation. It seems this guy apparently is a cloud chaser, so he is saying everything he feels he needs to say in order for him to sort of have some sort of presence on TV for reasons best known to him. I don't know why. So eventually you have Dave walk out. They cancel the Meet the Family, and I don't know when it's going to happen. And then you have Ben and Sarah. Ben and Sarah, for me, they've been a very funny couple. They have been very funny, because if they're not making out or look like they're about to make out, then there's no substance to their conversation. They were drinking wine, and then, he went to pour some wine, they sat down, and then she brought up a TikTok and started asking him about the TikTok. I think it was all staged by production. I think somebody saw this TikTok and they brought it to the producer's face, and the producers decided to sort of address this on camera, because he is saying, there's a TikTok apparently loaded up by someone who said, I hate, crappy guys being given time on reality TV to sort of pretend to be good guys and stuff. And it's like, haven't people learned from Tyler last season, how his life blew up after the show? He might as well have not have gone on reality TV, because this was actually the beginning of the end for him. So the idea that somebody else would go on reality TV, knowing that they come with a lot of baggage and there's a lot of issues in their life that they need to address, doesn't make sense to me. He said, he knew the girl from about 4 or 5 years before, and he couldn't quite remember her. And it's like, so how do you know that you know her if you can't quite remember her? I think his story is very vague. I think his story, he knows what happened. He knows what he did with that girl, and he knows what she's likely to say. He said he blocked her. I don't know why he just didn't address his concerns with her instead of blocking her. I think he should have got Sarah to speak to him, or he should have spoken to her and then moved on, because the idea that he blocked her tells you that there is things that she's going to say that he didn't want anyone to know about, and this is why he's blocked her. I can't wait to see the continuation of that conversation. The problem this season is you end off on a conversation, and then the next episode they skip and they pretend like the conversation wasn't even there. So I can't wait to see whether we're actually going to have a continuation, or whether the girl is actually going to be brought on camera to have a confrontation. I can't wait. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 8. Bye guys.